Hi, I'm Keegan, this is a bunch of gamers. This is our 88th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. Many paths. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Last time, the packs began to hear the whispers of strange spirits within their minds. Zeb, Roy, and the others climbing up to the ethereal realm to gather information on a Garu by the name of Hunts from Above. After the Guardian gripped Zeb and Roy and claimed that they were tainted and tainting the sacred place, they rushed out and left. Zeb passed on the information to Fate Dancer and reached the rank of Adren. Meanwhile, Kyle said his goodbyes to Regender Final Days, who was banished from the Sacred Stone forever. Confronting Cora about her lack of compassion, the two spoke about the very nature of compassion and how it affected the war with the worm. The days grow short, and the Rite of the Winter Winds begins the very next day. Zebulon sleeps, but not soundly, as a vision greets him. The area is hot and steamy, humidity racing around you, Zeb. The trees are beautiful, emerald colors shining all around you as you see great mountains in the distance, as you start wandering through the dense jungle. As you get to a river, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of little worms starting to crawl out, slithering out of the water. When you see that they are leeches, hundreds of thousands of leeches racing away from something. Before, in the distance, you see a great leech towering over the trees as it opens its maw, and you see the blood rush from the smaller leeches as they wither away. In that moment, the clouds part and a great flash of light strikes the earth, and you see the leech screech out as it burns away, and you there are struck by what seems like a nuclear explosion mixed with pure sunlight as your flesh and skin burst away as you are standing there as a skeleton surrounded by a void. Not a single spirit, not a single soul around, as you feel yourself dissolving away, until you wake up in your cardboard box back in the streets of Colorado Springs.
Get up, and I'll kind of tap on Dimitri's box, and and gently kind of nudge Roy's a little bit too. Guy brings us a new day, fellas. Helios is ascendant.
That he has. And morning.
Good morning.
Boys sleep all right?
Not too bad.
I slept okay.
Keegan, I'm gonna go ahead and greet the sun.
Alright, as you perform the rite, as you greet Helios in all of his splendor, which plays into the mood of today. For there is a moot, an out of season or out of auspice moot. It is the seasonal rite. Winds of Winter Wolf will be performed here at the Sept of the Sacred Stone today, and all Garu are expected to join.
Well, fellas, I say we get some breakfast on the way and we get back to the cairn to get ready for this ritual tonight, and then we can figure out the rest of our business after that. Shall we get back?
Works for me.
Yes, let's go.
Kyle, Cora, Mark, you're all waking up in your little homeless corner, staying by the kin, looking out for him while Steven is, doing his thing. The sun rises as Acacia Park looks, like Acacia Park.
Well, Mark, not being familiar with Acacia Park, it's gonna greet the morning and be, glorious Helios.
Get a job, you fucking bum. Guy walks by you.
I'll turn to my pack mates. Brother, sister, it is morning. I'll be ecstatic.
Cora will just wake up and mumble something about how Mark should be glad he doesn't have a speaker and a microphone. They treated him pretty well for someone here.
Oh, don't mumble away the morning, Cora. Come, the moot starts today.
Tonight, we gotta get ready.
Yeah, Keegan, is there anything going on around the camp, or is it calm at the moment?
Relatively calm, though, as you see people looking specifically at you three. You notice cell phones coming out, and cell phones will likely lead to the authorities, since there are 3 very threatening young adults in Acacia Park. One of them looks manic, and he might look like he will hurt someone, or himself. Is the common narrative on the phone?
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So guys,
Yes, let's enjoy the breath and morning sun. Skip away.
So you guys skip away. You bump into the ill omens as they're getting some breakfast from Burrito Gong.
Hey guys,
Hey, good morning.
about ready?
I reckon so.
Cora's gonna try to bum a bite off of one of their burritos.
Oh, Dimitri is going to offer and ask, do you guys want some?
Sweet, yeah. We're probably pretty hungry.
Appreciate it.
As you notice, one of the other homeless folk near Acacia Park, or who from Acacia Park, is walking in the other direction. They got several bags of Atoilies that they seem to be bringing for everyone else back downtown.
Kyle will walk over to them. Hey man,
Hey,
thanks for getting all that food for everyone.
absolutely.
And Kyle's gonna slip him $10, because that's what Kyle can do
All
for
right.
now, till he's poor.
As he thanks you and he starts heading off to feed everyone. As you guys head back to the Karen grounds, you see everyone's kind of abuzz as Malcolm is directing people to do things. As you see this, it's deeper in the woods so that the light cannot be seen by the park people who frequent the park. As you notice this huge pile of dead wood that everyone's gathering and starting to put together.
Why are they gathering deadwood?
You can ask.
Mark will approach one of the Garu or kin helping out with this and just ponder why is there so much gathering of deadwood?
We'll be setting up a fire. That's part of the Rite. We need light since we're going to crawl into the dark places of the earth to try and guide Helios back out of it.
Oh, of course. All this in preparation for the Rite of the Winter Winds, I take it.
Yes, and it's traditional for older brother and younger brother to use this time and opportunity also to clean up parts of the forest, using the dead wood and the fallen brush. That way, if fire comes through, it doesn't burn as hot or as wildly. It has been a tradition with older brother for many generations.
Ritualistic and practical. The Garu way.
Would you like to help?
Certainly, I'll look back to Ill Omens and the rest of Formary Spain and kind of excitedly say, would it be alright if I just help out with the moot?
Yeah, that was my plan today anyway.
So, as you start, helping out, you're grabbing wood, you're picking things up, you see Malcolm directing you as he tells you to keep an eye out for branches that seem sick that you'll want to rip down during the rite proper, mentioning that grabbing sticks and running with them during the rite is also part of the tradition.
Awesome. Do I see any Garu doing this kind of tradition, performing the rite while grabbing branches and such?
So this is all preparatory.
Oh, okay.
And so and Malcolm's kind of pointing out those branches to say, when the rite happens, keep that in your mind's eye for what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah. As you're moving through, things like that, as you see one of the newcomers remembers the hurt talking and howling. They growl in their four-legged form, talking about the days when the great a great monster walked across the lands and was bound by older brother, for the beast tried to eat the sun during this rite. For the sun ran into the caves trying to shine light upon evil, but the sun was not prepared and had been too long gone from the sky, which regenerates and rejuvenates Helios. And that is the reason for the rite, to rejuvenate Helios, to remind him of the skies from which he comes, so that he may continue to give light upon Gaia. You hear several talking, joining in talks, knowing, of course, that if this rite is performed, the sun, or if this rite is not performed, the sun will still rise, but they keep their mouths relatively shut when the Thurges walk by about it, who seem to be taking the rite very seriously. So you've got some time. Anything you guys want to do? Learn about the rite? Learn anything? Anything on your dockets?
I have one thing that I do want to do. I would like to learn more about the rite, but mostly I need to gather some change or some like shiny stuff, and then notify the Korax that I will be traveling to Steel Mountain within the next week or so.
Okay. You're able to get that taken care of?
Dimitri is going to help prepare for the rite and probably ask like really general questions like how often is the rite performed? Is it once a year or?
So you hear from several that yes, this is a rite that is performed every year during the winter solstice. For the winter solstice is when Helios is gone from the sky the longest, and when he is in the most danger of getting lost in the caves and the dark places below the world, as he tries to illuminate the dark places to reveal secrets to Gaia's chosen. However, others, specifically of Children of Gaia and Fianna ilk, seem to claim that this rite actually is to rejuvenate the physical body of Helios. That Helios rises in the sky, and as his matter burns up, he rises less and less and less, though his spiritual body is strong. And when the rite is performed, and Gaia gives birth to a new physical sun, and that physical sun is what rises, and the rite is actually supposed to be performed upon the surface of the world to chase off any worm spirits or worm creatures that would snatch up the infant sun before it rises with the dawn.
So basically, older brother says it's to rejuvenate the spiritual side of the sun, and then the Fianna and Children of Gaia say it's the physical?
The physical body of the sun, yes.
Okay, alright. Just making sure I understood.
Though without a physical body, the spirit would then lose strength as well. Though all are in agreement that if the rite is not performed, Garu legend says that the sun will continue to descend earlier and earlier and earlier until Gaia is left a dark, cold, and lifeless husk.
Well, we'll just have to make sure make sure the fire burns really bright.
You hear the Galliard worm charmer of older brother, also one of the newcomers and an elder, speaking a long story of how Helios, little known, though he does have a warrior aspect in Katanka Sonak, Helios himself is also curious. Helios speaks. He radiates his speech through the light, through shadow, through it playing. Why do you think shadow puppets are a thing? Shadow puppets are a way for the sun to speak with us and to speak with the sun, for all light is inspired by Helios. For if it was not for Helios, the other stars would be too shy to twinkle in the sky. And because of Helios, they try and shine extra radiant when he sleeps, for they know that they could not compete with him in the sky. Helios gifted this strength to one of his children, for the Korax are children of Helios, and it is said that their black feathers come from coming too close to their patron to comfort him during an ancient slight. And with that, he gifted them his curiosity and his need to radiate all the time in the form of never shutting the fuck up. And that is why this rite not only honors Helios, it honors the Corax. It is a chance to make amends for mistakes in the distant past, for it shows that the Garu do not worship just Luna, their celestial patron. They worship the celestial patron of the Corax and the Makole and the extinct Naga and the Apis, who are also gone from this world. So sing with your hearts, my siblings. Howl from the depths of your soul, for we must honor this great spirit. For without Helios, we would not be here. For the wolf cannot survive through night alone or through Luna's dim lights by ourselves, for she is a good mother, but a fickle mother. Luna's face always changes, but Helios remains constant and brings life and light with every morning. Anyone else?
Yeah, Kyle is going to spend an hour meditating to regain some gnosis, and then otherwise probably continue with branch collection, or if there's anything Philodox specific that needs to happen, then that, but...
Okay. And there is a side thing where they're now recognizing renowns for anyone who needs their renowns recognized a bit early.
Oh yeah, and I can help with that.
With the mention of Gnosis, I just checked mine. Cora should probably go hunt or something to
You mean meditate?
get hers up. Or meditate.
Or meditate. The hunt takes longer.
Yes, it does, but every time I've meditated, I failed.
You can't fail all the time. It can't rain every day, Sam.
Or can it?
Yeah.
Seems like it can rain every day.
Kyle, actually, this is perfect. Kyle, you try and meditate, but all you can start thinking of is the negative. The whole situation with Roy, the fact that Cora seems to be losing her compassion, the strange frenzies of Mark to try and keep his alliance going, Regender leaving, that there'll be no way for Regender Final Days to redeem himself in the eyes of his peers at this Sept, at this Karen. Steven's sorrow, how you failed him, that you didn't make him feel loved enough. It just drags you down.
It might help if there were some positives to think about.
As you just hear your own voice in the back of your head going, but there hasn't been anything really good to think about these past few months.
No, everything's rather dragged on.
Just those bone gnars. It's a lot like B killing Shinigami. Someone you thought you could trust, hurting someone that I care about. We got lucky that they didn't take him, but I don't know. How long till we stop being lucky?
Probably just a matter of time. We lucked into the fact that none of our elders were killed. Maybe you could call it providence, the fact that they were able to summon that truth spirit, but...
How often is that going to be able to happen?
Once in legend, I suppose.
Does you just feel it dragging you down? Lose 1 willpower? Cora, would you like to meditate now?
Sure. I'll try.
You regain 2 gnosis. And you feel a nice sense of calm.
I choose not to meditate again.
That's good. The difficulty increases by 1. All right.
Cora needs to get more witty.
All right. So, as things kind of continue, Helios starts to descend. It's midnight at 4 o'clock. That whole shtick. As Helios starts to crest under the mountain, and you see the great bonfire explode with fire as you hear them calling for renown recognitions.
I've got glory and honor to boost up, so
All right.
I'd like to step forward
As
for that.
Fake Dancer begins to call out your deeds, and she tells you to walk up to her as she pushes you, and you jump through the fire, and the fire singes you with heat as you land upon the other side, and the fire burns away your self-doubt, and your renowns are recognized by the people as you hear howls and growls of approval.
That's fantastic. I love it.
I saw Roy.
Yep. All three.
All three. As they call out the same, talking about your accomplishments in the face of things, as they push and you jump through the fire. As the fire singes through you, you get a little smell of burnt hair as it just flash burns the edges of your hair just a little bit. Your clothes are fine as they steam with the cold air of the night as you land in the cold snow that flash freezes your shoes and your legs again as you crunch down into it on the other side of the fire.
Woo. Hot.
And
All right, and Dimitri needs his glory and honor recognized.
you do. They push. One success is all that's needed. But you're pushed as you fly through the fire as well, in lupus form, as they give you run as they give the speech, and you jump through the fire, and you leap through the other side, and you roll through the snow as steam and water gets into your matted fur.
These numbers are just going down now. Christ. Zeb has one glory. And here we go. All right.
As Zeb, they call you as everyone starts to get the spirit of the thing, as Garu are chanting of, go, 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 as you start running, as they chanting Zeb, 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 and they're chanting anyone's name who goes through, slamming their hands on things as you start running, as they are declaring all of your achievements through the people as you jump through the fire and you succeed. Oh! You see, sees the unseen. The Metis steps forward as the chanting begins again, as they begin to chant, 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 as the Metis runs and leaps through, their withered arm catching a bit of the heat as well, singeing a bit more as they clench their fist before landing on the other side, and the howls of victory go. As the howls go on, Malcolm Wormherder steps forward and gives out a long, deep howl, and everything goes quiet. He shifts to his full Krynos form, standing well over 11 feet tall, his ram horns glistening and shimmering in the fires that rest behind him and dance, kicking up shadows as it looks like the spirits draw forward and play within the shadows as you see the shapes of rabbits and deer and birds and trees dancing and swaying here in the darkness.
We give our thanks to Helios. Howl with me, for we must remember him in his zenith now. Helios, who guides us. Helios, who warms us. Who makes the crop grow. Melts the ice so the river flows. Helios, who warms the soul and brings hope with the dawn. Helios, who shows the spilling of blood on the horizon as he rises to remind the Garu of our struggle. Helios, who bleeds the most in the cities, where the worm vomits forth its clouds of noxious gas, and Helios slices his body and his spirit to shine the world still. Howl with me, my siblings. Howl to show respect to the great and mighty spirit.
As he lifts up his head and just...
I say shift into Krynos and join right on in.
Several shift into their hispos and lupuses as well, giving a howl.
Same.
Brothers, sisters, siblings all, we go soon to the place the Hamids know as Cave of the Winds, for it is a dark place that slithers through the hills. Creatures were said to crawl there in days of old, when older brother ran through and found them and rended them with their claws and their fangs. Helios goes to make sure older brother's job is complete, but Helios is a spirit who is fascinated by riddles, and the caves are long and twisting. They go 1,000 directions, holes dropping deep. No, we must go. We must shine light.
Says he sticks his hand into the fire and picks up a burning twig as he just holds it in his hand and is just soaking the damage and holds the fire aloft.
We must shine a light ourselves. Shine a light to the dark corners, howl and growl and show the worm that we have no fear. We shall not shy away.
Yes.
Howls and growls
Yes.
in agreement.
An agreement.
Grab fire. Grab sticks in the woods. Slam them upon the walls. Shake, Gaia, shake the caverns in which the worm would dare to hide. No darkness shall be hidden from us. No worm creature shall escape. And together, my siblings, we shall guide the sun back to us. Guide him back to the sky so that he can shine upon the mother once again.
Guides the Fallen will get in line to go grab a stick.
As you see him rake up a stick that's not burning his hand as much, as he grabs it and he runs, and it's a scattered rush as Garu from everywhere grab other sticks from the ground and stick them in the fire to light them and the like as they start running to Cave of the Winds, as you have moved as a Karen to the northwest anyway to get closer to the cave entrances. As you start rushing through, can I get a perception alertness from one member of each pack, the one with the highest? Okay. Cora, Zeb, you do notice that Earthwalker, Quickwire, and Evensong seem to be going in a slightly different direction than everyone else as they grab their fire and they start rushing off.
Like, just like slightly, like they're going this way and we're going that way.
Uh-huh.
Cora's gonna... Why not? Cora run up to him and, hey, this way. We're going this way.
As Louis goes, shh, no, I will not participate in this part of the rite. I do not wish a worm creature to snatch up the birthing sun. This way of performing the rite is wrong. It is the incorrect way to greet Helios. And I will do it in the way that I was taught, in the way my tribe was taught. As much respect as I have for older brother, they miss the point of the rite, and it is lucky that others perform it correctly so the sun may rise.
Can't wait to experience it in both ways.
And so you guys start rushing into the caves. You start snooping around as you see several just slamming their sticks, just yah! Roaring, howling, rushing through, knocking over displays.
They're not gonna be happy in the morning. Tell you that. For those that don't know, Cave of the Winds is like there's a guided tour and like a gift shop and shit, and so yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I kind of realized that.
They've explored most of it, but not all of it.
It's true.
And they have easy, medium, and hard tours, because some of the hard tours have you in a hard hat crawling on your belly through like real tight spaces.
Yeah, and the ghost tours.
Mm-hmm. As moving through, you do see a bane partially manifest in the cave. The cave drawing darkness to it. It is a dark place in the earth, allowing evil to fester. As Garu start jumping and clawing upon it, you guys have the chance to participate as well as you take on banes and minor worm creatures that fester here, spirits of greed especially, near the gift shop.
Yes, rep and tear.
Oh yeah.
It's hours. It's so many hours before you hear a howl from Malcolm. The howl saying, "Come to me," as it echoes and bounces every which direction. I need another perception check from the highest of each group. Difficulty 7, please. As you hear the bouncing, it gets a little disorienting, but you find your way as you move through, getting there, as Malcolm shows a secret path that the Hamids have not discovered yet, as you have to shift into loop, or as you have to shift into Hamid form to be small enough to crawl through before you burst back up through the mountain just a few hundred yards from where your great fire is. As you all start to gather out, and Malcolm holds up the fire and goes, "Come! Come! Rush! Rush!" As you're tired. I need stamina checks. Diff 8 from everyone.
And which
You can
which
be...
form?
You choose.
Dimitri's gonna do it in lupus.
Alright. So you're carrying a stick in your mouth?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Cora will shift to Krynos because gives her more energy, you know? And it seems appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my...
Oof.
It's not a botch though, Sam.
Oh, baby.
So yes. No, okay.
I had to redo mine. Sorry.
It's okay. You're running. You're feeling real tired. Cora, you have to actually spend a point of willpower to keep yourself even going. You're so beat up. As you guys start to trail behind, you don't know when or where, but you also notice that Louie, Quickwire, and Distant Song have rejoined the group as they are carrying sticks and things like that now too, back with the main group as they're rushing towards it. As you run and you see everyone start throwing their sticks into the existing bonfire, and it explodes up in a massive flame. And at just that moment, as everyone's getting there, Cora, Kyle, and Dimitri, you don't make it in time, and the sun crests over the horizon when the last person before you throws their stick down into the fire. The fire bursts up into flames. Everyone gives out mighty howls, and the sun rises over the horizon, lighting the day. And the sun has arrived as you guys limp in, and he's like, As you hear several Ragabosh laughing and chiding you, laughing about, yes, the great Arun. As you hear one of them going, "Perhaps you should try marathoning." Another one goes out and yells, "What's the purpose of all your hiking trails if you do not use them, Cora Two-Hearts?" Another one calls out, "Howls-In-Memory. Did you ever run on 4 legs or simply saunter?" So I do need rage rolls from you, as being insulted and chided like this is not fun. Cora, your difficulty is... Let me check the moon phase real quick. And that will determine your difficulty. And you're in Krynos. So it would be diff 7 for Cora, diff 8 for Kyle, and diff 7 for Dimitri.
Okey-doke.
That's enough successes for Cora. As you see Cora out of breath, and she's like, "You know what?" She shifts into Krynos in full frenzy.
Dazzle, please.
All right.
Let me take you on a trip through these hiking trails.
The old razzle dazzle.
5 successes. Hot damn. Cora, you stand just completely harmless as you hear a ruckus of laughter.
So angry.
But you did berserk frenzy at a moot. And
No! Oh no!
So, unfortunately, -1 wisdom.
I mean, it's not like that much of a relief because I don't have much wisdom to begin with. But at least I don't have to negate the renown that I got just like
1 wisdom.
6 hours ago.
Speaking of, can I greet the sun again?
Sure. So you greet the sun again and others join. As the rite has been performed and you have been up for 24 hours.
Yay!
Mark is gonna try to find Malcolm, pretty much, in his tired stupor.
Okay. As you start approaching Malcolm, as he's kind of laughing, he's taking a few breaths, as he was at the front of the pack, so to speak, running as fast as he could.
I'll approach him with a smile and gasping breath as well.
Guides the fallen, as he laughs, puts his hand on your shoulder and shakes you.
Worm herder, and I'll do the same as well. What a fine mood to lead. You did well. You did well, Brother Rhea.
Thank you. Oh, It is a fine moot, and a good one. Helios rises upon Gaia again.
Indeed. I'm glad to have helped out in this moot. And just pondering upon some things I saw during it all. I noticed some Garu that didn't take part in the delving of the caves. And I heard it was because of they don't believe in that part of the practice. And I was curious as to why the schism in it.
Years apart, the three brothers developed our version here in the Pure Lands for thousands of years. When Gaia saw fit to raise the earth from the sea and connect the Pure Lands to the old world, when the three brothers marched across the bridge with our kin to populate this place, and a soul stargazer who walked with us and passed and died upon the journey.
I just hope I didn't offend any of my tribe for taking part in this. I know that there are some differences in the...
I'm sure some were offended. It is a deeply spiritual thing, and many a Thurge have opinions, strong opinions, about how these seasonal rites should be performed. Sometimes the rites even differ slightly from Karen to Karen. The rite I performed is the one that was taught to me, but I have seen other versions of the older brother rite where they go and dive into places in the city, such as parking garages and old mining shafts and things like that. They change it based upon their circumstance. I've also heard urban Karens of glasswalkers and even children of Gaia performing the one on the surface, run through and many remain in the Umbra to take on Bane spirits there, while other more rural Karens remain in the physical realm, and if they find any Fomori or worm-tainted creature, even if it's only ridden and not a true Fomori, they'll kill it as part of the rite.
Well, thank you for the explanation. I appreciate this, but it is... I guess what I'm getting at is I can't speak for all children of Gaia Thurges, but I can certainly speak for myself, and I do hope I can see many, many rites and take part with them.
I think so. I know that the next seasonal rite will be during the spring.
And I hope to be there as well.
I'm sure.
I am tired. I am gonna go find my pack, and I'm sure we're gonna get some rest. Gaia be with you, Wormherderia.
And with you, guides the fallen. This next day is pretty sleepy, all things considered, but the gatekeeper has agreed to open up the moon bridge for any who wish to head elsewhere now. So it is the 23rd of December for all of you.
Mark's gonna wake up and start gathering all his belongings pretty much to begin his journey back to Five Mirrors, and then hook up with the other packs and give goodbyes to people he's come to know in the Sept.
As they speak to him and they say their goodbyes, as a couple go, I believe you'll be returning, will you not, guides the fallen?
Oh, of course, but I never know when I'll return.
Suppose so.
I guess I'll do the same thing with Dimitri, probably already knowing that we're heading to Five Mirrors also. Brother Roy, good luck in Denver. I think you'll bring great honor to us in what you learn. I look forward to seeing even more of your prowess in battle. And I hope you get to see some of your kin, too.
Would be nice. Tell me all of the stories that you take part in with where you're going.
I shall indeed. We'll see you soon, Brother Roy.
Gaia be with you.
Chimera guides your way.
And Owl yours.
Safe travels.
And you too, brother.
As you all part ways.
Good luck, Mark. Have fun. Say hi to Dad.
Will do, Garzalo. I'll be sure to do that. Farewell, Two-Hearts. Farewell. And before entering the moon bridge, it kind of do that, look like I'm walking away. Then I'll do a media turnaround and I'll go and I'll hug them both, drag them in. Kind of and then I'll be back and head on to the moon bridge.
as you head onto the moon bridge. As you launch up and start heading towards the 5 mirrors, it takes a couple hours, as even 1,000th of the distance required to run still takes a bit of time before you finally land, and you are greeted by Stands with the River. Spirit gave word that you'd be here, Mark, as she comes in and hugs you.
Mark will return the hug, and the spirit was correct, Stands with the River. It's good to see you.
Speak-in-Sweet-Whispers, I have not seen you since your Rite challenge.
It's been some time. It's good to be back here.
And you see him after another Rite challenge before you stands an Adren.
Excellent. It is good. Good. Judgy mom face. Why aren't you an Adren, Mark?
I'm almost there, stands with the river. I'm almost there.
You represent the raising of this Karen. We did expect much of you, but perhaps we put too much trust. But it's okay. We're proud to have you here, and we're happy of your safe return, though a bit disappointed in your current growth. Come, what news you bring?
Oh, I bring lots of news, and you're funny, Stands with the River, and Mark will kind of slap on the shoulder, kind of like naivete. I'm going for like naivete. You're funny.
Funny what, Mark? And she stands there in all rank 5 glory.
Ooh. Apologies, Elder Rhea. I have forgotten myself in my travels, but I do bring news of Sacred Stone and the changing of things that have occurred there.
Really? Excellent. What has happened?
Sept and Karen has shifted hands to the Uktena. Older brother is now in control of Sacred Stone once again. They have promised to keep previous alliances, so the alliance with 5 mirrors is intact. And many truths were revealed, emotional truths of older brother were revealed during this great time. And peace has been brought to Sacred Stone, and peace has been brought to this alliance.
Good. Mark, as she hugs you, I'm so proud of you. You've done well with this Karen. And I'm sorry, you're the one whose Karen fell, Howls-In-Memory, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Does he run with you now, Mark?
He runs alongside my pack, yes. He's
of my pack, Elder.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, excellent. Would you like to stay for a bit? We are doing some. We still have some food left over for when we performed the Rite of the Winter Winds.
I'm sure we could have some time. I've only come to bring news and to spend some time at the Sept, and to also aid my brother Garu here.
Of course. Homemade bread and butter from the kin.
Ooh.
Thank you, Rhea.
It's at this point that Speaks with Sparrows approaches you, and Speaks with Sparrows comes to you and goes, and my wife was able to jar up some of our local honey that we have from our hive so that we will be able to eat from there as well. Come, let's eat, commune, give us news, not just news of what happened at the Sept, news for yourself, Mark.
Oh, of course. And he'll turn to Speaks with Sweet Whispers and Howls-In-Memories. Come, you guys are gonna get some 5 mirrors hospitality.
That'd be lovely, thank you.
And as you go in, there's a kind of a picnic table, old and abandoned, as they sit down and they start bringing out food. Several of the Garu who live here are eating as they're like, "Hey, Mark, welcome back."
It's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. And I'll sit down with Dimitri and Zeb, and I'll just give news of such the things that we've come across. The mages, the Dark Umbra, the Legion of Scythia that we had ran into, and of the Leech War, and how the Bond is now lifted in Sacred Stone, adding more to the sense of peace being brought back to the land. Stuff like that.
Excellent. Nightbiter goes, and how's Kyle?
Well, and Mark will get a little solemn. With the shifting of powers, Regender Final Days has been exiled from Sacred Stone. And I know Guards the Low and he were very close. Very close. So...
Is he still there?
No, he is... He is along with a packmate of mine and another packmate of the Ilmo Omens, and they head towards Steel Mountain.
Oh, I see. Could you send spirit word of when he's back?
Of course.
I'd like to speak with him. Just kind of get the read on him.
Of course. I'll turn to Stands with the River and Speaks with Sparrows and beg for pardon for forgetting such a important detail. But Mark begins recounting the resurrection of Carson Faces the Storm and the investigation that on why they had to go into the Dark Umbra and such. And a trial was held, and it was discovered he was created by, I'm just doing a synopsis here at this point. I'm sorry. So I tell him the information.
As they look very grave. Bizarre. So a namer can resurrect the dead?
Indeed, it seems, and for his resurrection, it only cost one vampire.
Yeah, it's then that Swims with the Moon goes, that's a cheap price. Very cheap price.
Well, regardless of the price he paid was his death. He wasn't even given the death of a Garu. He was given the death of something tainted. Something that needed to be purged.
What came back wasn't a guru. What came back was a farce and a mockery that only a namer would push towards us to think it was the truth. And it was rightly destroyed.
I still pity him, though. He was just caught up in this as much as any of us, even for an Elder Silverfang.
There nods. Speaks with the River goes, that's very wise, Mark. Very wise.
Thank you, Ria. But on to other things. That is the past. The rites have been performed and a new season is upon us.
That it is. In the back of your mind, Zeb, all you hear is, do you wonder if Cora's going to teach Roy all her bad habits? Could you imagine? He never seems to pick up the right lesson. Only the worst one. And Cora was the only one who managed to frenzy during the rite. Could you imagine a frenzying Roy? Hell, you can, can't you? Remember the last time? 3 times in one night?
Her constant abuses of him have left a long and lasting impact and an opening for the worm to invade him and his spirit. Yes, the price will be paid in time when required.
Be careful. She could pay you back tenfold. You'll have to use your wits. You have mountains of that more than her. Meanwhile, you guys launch off to the Steel Mountain, the rest of you. As you land and you notice something slightly different about the Steel Mountain when you're greeted. It's much more white. Many of the faces of the stargazers seem to be missing, replaced with white European descent people with strange mechanical pieces upon them. One with 2 semi-prosthetic arms of metal, much like fights on rooftops, that seems to be blended in with their flesh. Another one has blue eyes that give off a slight glow, but upon closer inspection, you see the gears and the mechanical clockwork behind them performing something in the background.
That's weird.
So you notice the new gatekeeper look at you. Eyes moving up and down, checking you. Who are you?
I am Roy of the Ill Omens.
And you? Looks at Kyle, Cora. This is a new face.
Kyle, Guards the Low, Alpha of Fomori's Bane.
Cora Two-Hearts of Fomori's Bane.
Snipes of the Darkness. Among the Hamids, you can call me Brandon. Adren of the Glasswalkers. You see his glowing eyes shifting, moving. You notice he also has almost like metallic scales in little increments going up his arms and along to his fingers. What brings you to the Steel Mountain?
I come for Shen, gazes from afar. I wish to learn from him.
Then
And I also would like to talk to Mandy, Eyes of the Mountain.
You were only half lucky then. Gazes from afar is still here. The Stargazer chose to leave. Apparently our presence offended her. We meant no offense. We were only here to guard the Karen.
Is there something we can help with while we're here then? Some danger we should be aware of?
We are keeping track of some things. How familiar are you with this Karen?
We came through here a few months back.
Stayed a while, performed rites, helped with previous problems.
Give me a sec as you see his eyes kind of clicking and chirping as you see kind of like this holographic projection kind of go up. Ah, I see, your name's register. I recognize your packs, though it seems you, as he looks at Roy, changed packs since you were last here. Databanks have you under the Infernal Alphas.
That is correct. I was once part of Infernal Alphas. Since the Alpha has changed, we've been renamed to Ill Omens.
Two Garu of note might be worth listening to then, since they were here when you last were here. Francis 10,000 Eyes was a Garu that you helped, apparently at a facility up in Boulder. Left the Sept soon after you had saved him. He ended up not aiding in the raid of Appleton and her organization. He has left. There's some talk that spirits whisper that he will be returning at some point soon. How soon we cannot say. Eric Wanders Swiftly has also left this Karen. He is being judged now. He is waging a war on Magadon. Several records show he has moved across and killed pharmacists and doctors who have ties to Magadon. Some relatively thin, such as a Magadon salesman, approaching them and giving them free samples of new painkillers. Teams that investigated after found no taint on the drugs that were gifted as free samples. Though his methods are effective and justifiable, he is threatening the Veil, and we are thinking of taking him in, for his war is too blunt, and even the Hamids are starting to notice. Beyond that, we are transitioning. New processes are in place. Stargazers are leaving en masse. All but one have left.
Have they stated where they're leaving to?
I believe 2 went to Portland, or the area. Others went to the Unified Heart. One I know went down to California. They were offended. The Cyberdogs heard the plea of danger, and the Cyberdogs have answered it. And so the Cyberdogs are here to defend this Karen. An old mighty dollar is a powerful totem who will help the Silver Dogs buy more equipment and continue our upgrades to this Karen and the war.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet with you. This is my first interaction with one of the Cyberdogs.
The pleasure is mine. We have heard that you did a great many things under DIA. Garzlo Uf.
You're too kind.
As he extends his hand to shake yours.
And Kyle will meet it.
He takes your hand as he shakes it, smiles, and goes, "The 2 elders are currently in a conference call. However, they should be done in, as the same kind of holographic screen comes up, in about 2 hours, if you can wait."
Of course.
Processing. There he is. Gazes from afar, still in the meditation room. Much to our... Well, you'll see.
Much appreciated. Snipes in the darkness. I will see myself there. It's a pleasure meeting you.
The pleasure is all mine.
And with that, I will walk off to the meditation room.
As you walk there, you see another 2 white Garu, also with strange metal plates along them, various different forms, things like that. One of them is their arm changed until like almost a police shield as you hear a snap, snap, as you hear gazes from afar going, "I said get out! Get out! This place is holy," as you see what looks like to be a quarterstaff bonk right into the shield as the two cyber dogs move back. "I will not have you change this part of the Karen into another one of your damn computer or experimentation rooms while I am still a member of this Sept. I said get out!" As the arm shifts back into a rather human-looking one, the cyber dog throws their hands up and walks away.
What was that all about, Shen?
The cyber dogs moved in, chased off many of the stargazers, even the ones who believe that the worm is the true enemy, or those who believe that they must wait and watch and measure their actions to make sure that light and darkness do not fall out of balance with the great wheel. All of us disgusted by this. The spider-tainted cretins who wish to change this room into some sort of new research center for cyber fetishes, and because of the strong spiritual nature of the garden, they were going to repurpose it, and I told them no. And I continue to tell them no, as he looks down the hallway. "Well, I'm still a member of this Sept!" But what brings you back, Roy?
I was wondering, actually, if you could help teach me the ways of Kalindo.
I can. It seems that your fire mind is good and proper, and it'll be time to teach you some of the forms of defense. I believe I've told you how Kaliendo came into existence.
You did?
Then you should know, wind typically moves and shifts. It swirls around obstructions, and only rarely does it crash and strike. But when it does, it is great and terrible. That is how the master of Kaliendo must be. Our goal is to avoid and move and push things over if necessary, but not to crash against them unless the need is great.
That was my understanding.
Good. Well, I suppose we will have to teach you the first forms then. You'll need to, of course, learn the falling leaf technique before we can get into any of the more specific forms of Kaliendo.
I am here to learn.
Good. I am here to teach, at least for now. The call of the unified heart is getting stronger, especially since I've heard the current incarnation of the Clytal has wandered in that area recently.
Oh, this is the first I'm hearing about this.
The Clytal has come back and has mentioned that the Stargazers shall stand resolute. You've been too far away from your own tribe, your own family. That the Stargazers will stand resolute, and that they go. Clytal gathers 4 elders of the Stargazers and appears to be reaching out to the Haken, but that is all we know for now. The teacher seems to be forming the lesson before they teach us what they have learned.
Well, while we wait, we can start the lesson for Kaliando.
Yes. Wind must be smooth, and so I need to teach you how to be smooth in defensiveness. This is a technique that'll allow you to shift into either your Hamid or Lupus form, depending on circumstance, to avoid or to shift in that form to try and make yourself smaller. This can be used to set up strikes as well as on how to avoid them. This is the foundation of many defensive techniques in Kaliendo, though not all. There are a couple that are in fact favored by Metis, that plays to their strengths rather than ours. Shall we begin?
Okay. I traveled all this way.
Excellent. Alright, Roy, I'm going to need you to roll Wits Brawl, difficulty 10 minus your wits. You need at least 1 success.
6, diff 7.
Nice.
Do I learn it in like 1 day?
No,
Kidding.
You learn it though in about 3. So you'll be taking to that. Kyle, Cora, while that's happening, and the teaching begins, how would you like to proceed?
Well, I believe I at least agreed to meet with the elders in a couple of hours,
Okay.
so I'll probably do that first.
Okay.
Did you want me to come with you?
That is entirely up to you. If you can make a move on your Nyx's bangle first, like, I know you want that back.
I'm not that bad, yeah. Yeah, sure. Cora will try and go. Like, she'll go off and see if she can find that.
All right. Cora, you start heading off for that. You notice several missing Garu. Spider Tender is gone, as is Howls with Sirens, and indeed Trolls the Wicked is also missing. Once again, adding to the effect that this Cairn has become less ethnically diverse, as many of the Glasswalkers here were African American.
We don't know what tribes they were.
Oh, they were all Glasswalkers.
They were all Glasswalkers? Okay.
Yep. So how would you like to go about looking for your Nyx's bangle, Cora?
So I've got to activate this dagger first, correct?
Correct. You feel the knife start to pull.
And I'll follow it.
Okay. Which is going to get real awkward in the crowded city, for sure. You can tie it to your neck or something like that and put it under your...
Yeah.
So
under
I can
my
do it that
jacket
way.
or something. Yeah.
So you start doing that as you start walking off. Kyle, the doors open as you are greeted by... You were greeted by Lisa Steele and a new Garu, once again. She looks at you. She smiles with her brown hair. Seems to be also of Eastern European descent. As she smiles, you notice several almost like circuitries going up her eyes, and they seem to camouflage themselves by looking like makeup if necessary. You see that her nails are not organic as well. Leads the Steel goes, "Guards low," smiles at you a little bit, and it's been some time.
It is a pleasure to see you again, Leads of Steel Rhea, and to meet you as well.
Oh, yes. Rachel Drone Master.
Then yes, a pleasure to meet you, Drone Master Rhea.
What can we do for you, Kyle?
Well, I had originally come, with 2 friends, of course, and I thought to check up on Ladasha, since I owed her a favor, but I thought it might be prudent to check in since so many things have changed here, and so many things at Sacred Stone as well.
Things have changed. The Stargazers decided to leave en masse when our allies here at the Cyberdogs decided to help.
Help? Is something wrong?
We lost several Garu. Our numbers were hurting. We're in the heart of the city. There's a Magadon facility. They still have parts of DIA under their control, though their strength has certainly waned. There's the DNA facility, and we lost several Garu. They went after Appleton and never came back. Appleton isn't listed missing. It sounds like she moved out of the state, but is alive and well and somehow survived the attack of three Garu, and then just picks up and leaves. And then on top of that, DNA, while hurting from the last time you all helped, is still running, unfortunately. We've been able to hold off, and we've even been able to kill a couple of their hunting teams. But beyond that, we've been hard-pressed. Very hard-pressed. And so the Cyberdogs came in and helped us.
Well, I'm glad that the Sept was able to find the manpower that it needed. Though I'm sorry that the Stargazers have chosen to depart.
Perhaps it was for the best. We always clashed on methods, things like that. We can now just perform a regular moot, have corporate meetings, all hands for kin and guru alike, more in line with our tribal values. Though Shen's sticking around, and he's become a bit of a thorn at times. After the Cyberdog, as Drone Master speaks up and goes, "We keep telling him, we've upgraded most of the spirits here. We've made sure that all the spirits here, especially the few Weaver ones that have allied with this Karen, are now stronger, upgraded, able to defend the Karen more. And though his little garden certainly creates a different kind of spiritual flow that is valid in other Karens, it's not valid here. It clashes with the aesthetics and the spiritual flow of the spirits we strengthened. And as such, we just want to change and shift the energy flows so that it's more in line with the Karen. We can make it far more productive. And if it's more productive and producing more and helping our kin, that means that the little company that we run here as a Sept becomes more powerful and more profitable, and more of that money goes to Almighty Dollar, who is the totem of this Karen, and thus strengthens him. I know several of them had always been uncomfortable with us pushing bone gnawers away, but their poverty weakens the Karen, and we simply can't have that. This is a Karen of production and wealth, and for its spiritual survival, we push those Garu away. We help them when we can, but we cannot help them here. And those stargazers apparently thought that trying to change the very nature of the Karen, which could have weakened it, was a worthy risk, and I simply disagreed.
Kyle will look a little uncomfortable at the mention of pushing Bonars away on purpose, but will choose not to engage that point. Well, I'm glad things seem to be stabilizing. Roy Mindscape, who came as well, has the ability to, with a name, track the direction that someone may be in, and I am able to track, how to put it, a leader of someone. So if I have a name, I can find the person who gives them orders, at least their name and description, and then, of course, with Roy's gift, they could be tracked. So if you have any interest in that, if that would help while we are here, I'd be happy to provide it.
Oh, excellent. Yes. What an interesting gift. Yes, we have Ragabosh, who also know Pulse of the Prey, but your gift, As she gets this kind of, like, gleam in her eye that is more obsessive than you'd like. I would certainly love to see the extents of this gift and the mechanics of it. That's very fascinating.
Well, I would be more than happy to perform the gift, but of course it would be rude to teach it.
Of course. We don't want to anger the spirits or anything like that.
Thank you for understanding, Rhea.
As Roy, the quarterstaff is coming right at your head as you're in Glabro form, and he goes, "Now!" And you switch to Hamid, and this quarterstaff just goes just a few inches above your head as your hair kind of breezes slightly. Good. Ready to try and upgrade this to make it a little harder?
Was becoming somewhat easy, I'd hate to say, but yes, a challenge would be nice.
Perfect.
As a change of pace.
Take Krynos form.
Shifts to Krynos.
All right. Shift to Lupus form this time. I am going to try and strike here as he points at the spot. This is the exact spot your Hispo head will be. Your Lupus head should be as he points back there, which will in turn allow you to dodge this. So, Stamina Primal Urge. You need 2 successes. 1 success will get you to Hispo. Perfect. As you shift, the Lupus form is there. Smack! Perfect. Good, you're getting the hang of this. Cora, in the streets, you continue to feel the dagger pulling. You're moving through the streets of Denver as the dagger seems to be pulling you in the direction of Boulder, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It takes about a day to walk there. Kyle, you're kind of just mulling about, talking to some of the glasswalkers about. You learn a little bit about the state of the Karen. It seems that there are definitely... The cyberdogs seem to almost match, if not outright overwhelm the original number of glasswalkers there. All the Weaver spirits in the Umbralscape are indeed upgraded, and you even get to meet old Scutterspike again.
Oh, how's he doing?
Also upgraded, so he's a bit bigger. He has like a little machine gun on his head.
Okay.
And he's very pleased, talking about, but he will not elaborate on, the fact that advances in the prime objective are progressing.
Well, then I suppose I will just congratulate him on that. And I will also, while I am walking around talking to people, I would like to find out where specifically the Stargazers went. I know that you gave us that nice list, but basically just Kyle confirming
Got it.
that
got it.
most of them went to the Unified Heart.
Yeah, it looks like Eyes of the Heaven went to the Unified Heart. Eyes of the Mountain also went to Unified Heart. Meditates at Midnight ended up at the Sept of Distant Dreams, located in LA. And Restless Dawn ended up at the Sept of the Towering Pillar, located in Oregon.
Shit. And I think one other Garu went there, right?
I think I miscounted the Stargazers when I gave that list off the cuff.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it sounds like exactly how she would describe the Stargazers, because, well, our lovely drone master doesn't seem to care all that much about Stargazers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or, Bonars. Probably some others.
Okay. Meanwhile, after a couple days of journeying, Zeb, you're approaching the farm of your sister. The farm looks a lot different since you left. There's a lot more trees, a lot more cover crop that's just left out to decompose in the soil. There are a lot less, a couple even prairie dog or groundhog holes, and you notice several squirrels even jumping about the trees. It looks like she really diversified this place in the years you've been gone.
Oh, all right. Give it a look around, but I guess I'll start heading. She has like a storefront here as well as the house.
They have kind of like a little thing that says tours, but it says closed.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll head toward her house then.
All right. As you head towards the house, you knock as a man you don't quite recognize opens the doors. He looks out. Hello?
Hi. Does Constance still live here?
Yeah. Constance, you got a visitor. As you hear in the upstairs, coming. Sorry, Carl. And you are, as he looks over your shoulder and sees Mark and Dimitri.
My name's Zeb, her brother.
Oh.
This is Mark and Dimitri, friends of mine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Zeb, you're Zeb. Wow.
I'm Zeb.
Well,
Just got his hand, like to shake the guy's hand.
He shakes your hand as he goes, yeah, like I said, Carl, so might be a bit much, but I'm your brother-in-law.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
How long have you all been married?
3 years now.
Checks out.
As
What?
Constance comes down and goes, Zeb, as she kind of runs over.
Connie, this is Mark and Dimitri. No, I guess he'll be a little bit awkward, but he'll give her kind of a hug as much as we probably hug.
She hugs. She knows you're awkward about it, and she just kind of doesn't care right now.
Yeah.
Like interlocked arms. She looks at you and goes, "You look like you've been okay. I'm gonna make you dinner." Oh wow. I thought like okay. As she whispers in your ear, This isn't more shit because of Dad, is it?
No, just a visit. We're not asking for anything. We're not here to burn down your farm.
Man, I would certainly hope not. Okay, come on in. Wow.
Place looks great. It
Yeah.
really looks good. You've done a great job.
We're trying. We're trying to compete with a lot of the major farms, and a lot of how we make our money is through the tours. we decided to go with regenerative farming.
Outstanding.
So get a lot of cover crop seeds. We've got the goats and stuff eating out there. We rotate them out, and their manure keeps everything going. We even have a few local coyotes, and they actually don't bother the chicken too much because there's plenty of groundhogs out there for them to eat.
Doing it right.
Yeah, you should have seen this. I know Dad tried his damnedest, but man, the soil took some work to get back.
Oh, it had to. People around here got greedy, doing stupid things like liquid fertilizer in winter. These things happen.
Yeah,
Glad you brought it back, Connie. I really am.
Yeah, Zeb, what brings you out here?
Mark had some things to attend to, and we thought to come and pay a visit, but something else comes to mind, too, about growing crops. We'll wait, sit down and whatever, but the gist is I think I'd like to bring some of your stuff, some of the things you grow here out west, and maybe some compost. Try to help out some of the folks, especially in Christmas time. I think we can sell some and send some money back. I think others we can donate, but there's some rookies out that way trying to grow things, and they're having a little bit of a hard time, especially with police damaging what they've got and anything else, but
Okay.
seemed a way to contribute.
Where you at now, Zeb?
Colorado way.
Colorado
Stopped
way, huh?
there for a bit, yeah.
Shit,
Yeah,
okay.
Colorado Springs.
Well, actually, so funny enough, me and Carl, the farm has actually been pretty successful, and we're thinking of trying to do the same thing and run classes out of Colorado. So if you can keep an eye out for farmland or anything like that, maybe we could do that. And hey, and she looks at all of you. Don't worry, Carl's kenning as well.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, things have been a little bit spicy in Colorado Springs lately. There might be other places that we'd be a little safer, but we'll definitely keep a lookout.
sure, and we can hire kin too. I know it's hard to work a job that's in the service of the mother, so to speak.
Yeah. Speaking of, has she been out this way?
Oh, yeah, she has. You missed her by about 2 months, actually.
Too bad.
I think it would have been good for you. You guys could have had a lot to talk about.
It's hard enough coming here and interrupting you and Carl now. I don't know if I could face her quite yet.
And she looks over at Mark and Dimitri, and she turns, and despite you being a guru, she gives this withering stare of, cut it the fuck out.
Mark's a farm boy himself from out this way, and Dimitri's house unfortunately got taken out by some enemies of ours a while back, so give him a chance to home-cook meals, see some relation. Then there's some things we're on the lookout for out this way, too. If you got any leads on some derelict pickup trucks, that'd be a mighty big help. We have a little bit of a plan to get some of the stuff out that way again.
And she looks over at Carl, and they both look at each other and goes, you know what? Fuck old Dano. 2 doors down, he's got a busted up pickup. He's just letting it sit out there and rust. He says it's part of the aesthetics, but if you give him 50 to $100, he'll gladly part with it.
That's a lead.
Yeah, so no, we've been doing good though. We've been expanding everything, and yeah.
I'm really glad. One of us had to wander, right? That's fine. I'm really glad you're able to keep the place together, and you, again, amazing. I had a double take when I walked onto the land. I didn't even recognize it anymore. So I think you should be able to be really proud of it. How's Prudence?
Being Prudence. She's doing her best with the whole police officer thing. She's doing good work. She, working her beat, helping out folks when she can, and then uses her abilities to cover up for when you guys lose control.
Yeah, good person to have around.
No, she might be back, or she might be around tomorrow if you guys can stick around that long.
I think we'll have a little bit of time. I know Mark has some things he wants to attend to, and so does Dimitri.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, appreciate the hospitality, but definitely, any way I could repay you back for it. Got any chores you need done in the morning?
Yeah, we got some stuff with the goats. Don't worry, we'll put you to work.
You could say I'm built for it, and Mark will kind of stretch out his arms and give a flex.
Carl goes, so you are. What are you, one of my kin?
You could say I got farm I was raised in.
No. As he points to himself, get a Fenris.
Oh, no. Children of Gaia.
Oh. Let me tell you what. Took some hard licks, Mary and Connie.
Oh, yeah?
The Fenrir are all about that purity of the Fenris bloodline shit. I decided to walk away from it. This seemed better for me.
Definitely not everybody in the nation can handle it.
That seems pretty on brand for Fenris to me. Don't give a fuck what they think and decide to do what you're gonna do. Take what you take. I like it, Carl. I like it.
Very good of you.
Appreciate
We
it.
have a friend of ours you need to meet. She gets ragged on all the time, and she definitely takes it and does what she wants to do.
It's Two-Hearts would enjoy your company, definitely.
Oh, you're the pack with Cora Two-Hearts.
Oh, shit.
Yes, Fomori's Bane, definitely our name gets around, huh?
Yeah, no, we heard some rumors that you guys were in Europe, and one of the elders said something about trying to resurrect a long-dead tribe. Pretty ambitious for Fosterns, man.
Well, having been there, it was definitely a harrowing experience, and oh boy, like, I thought we wouldn't get it out of it, honestly. The things we saw in the Umbra got lost for who knows how long, but we made it.
Also heard the tale of Cora Two-Hearts entering a black spiral dancer hive to kill their one of their members and leaving. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys, your names are definitely going around, but that's just because you guys are, just from what I'm hearing, you're making a name for yourselves.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Definitely appreciate this. We don't normally get words of praise like this. So this is very nice. Thank you so much.
All right, so you guys do that. We'll start with you guys with the truck in just a sec. But Cora, you finally made it to Boulder, and the dagger is not pulling you towards the DNA facility like you remembered the area to be. No.
Oh.
It continues to pull and continues to pull until you get to a large dump.
Those bitches.
They apparently did not think your Nix's bangle was anything special and didn't want to keep it.
Well, thank God for that. Gonna get real stinky.
As you start trudging through the trash, as there's half-composted food, plastic, torn clothes, broken toys, the like, as it's almost waist-deep, as it's almost a small mountain. The knife continues to pull and pull and pull. I need you to do strength athletics, please. All right. So you dig and you get down and you almost create like a little burrow as you're a human just shoveling trash. Broken toys from Avalon, discarded Tellus video games. There's a half-eaten O'Tully's burger there. Flies everywhere. Hundreds of bottles of King's beer. As well as Tsarina vodka bottles just everywhere.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting.
As you just go, there's enough of it compact above you that it creates almost a makeshift roof with like a banana peel hanging as it slimes down your back until you finally get it and you find your Nyx bangle.
Puts it back on.
As you get this very distinct feeling in your arm, specifically around the bangle, as the spirit seems to just turn away from you.
Shit. Well, I'll keep it on. I won't try to activate it or anything. I'll keep it on while I dig myself out of the trash and shove it in my pocket as I leave the dump, all real confused and make my way back to Steel Mountain.
Well, you get the sense of the spirit. The spirit's just like, how could you leave me there? The spirit's pride is wounded.
I need to figure out a way to soothe.
You're gonna have to commune with the spirit. Cora's gonna have to do spirit things.
Gonna figure out how to do that. Because Cora don't know shit about how to do that. She can't even talk to spirits.
She'll have to meditate upon the Nyx bangle, and the spirit might be old enough to know the Garu tongue.
That'd be helpful. Cool. So Cora's gonna get out of the trash heap and go find someplace like private and hidden away, I suppose.
Okay.
To like meditate on with the spirit.
All right. I need you to roll Gnosis Diff 6.
Oh, not again. Fuck.
It's not a botch. As the spirit kind of, you get the vision of the spirit in your head as you see this being cast of shadow and night kind of gazing at you, as you see the glimmer of stars where its eyes might be, as it just looks and it shakes its head rumpily.
Or just sit there kind of like cross-legged with the bangle in her lap, just like, I am so sorry. Just so sorry. Like kind of defeated, like, God damn it.
So,
I'll fuck this one up.
The spirit then goes, if you wish a partnership to continue, then I will give you tasks. Because you have not shown proper remorse, I will give you many tasks to bring favor to me.
I would love to still have a partnership with you.
Rinse me in a stream. Clean me of the filth that you allow it to strike this physical form. I am a spirit. I should be given proper places. I have agreed to take on this physical body so that it is a piece to be honored, not to be thrown away with half-digested food that will sink and stink with things that will never age. That is your first task.
Consider it almost complete.
And next is this place is too bright. There's too much brightness in the city. It offends me. It deeply offends me. You must find 350 lights and break them while they are on in the middle of the night.
Alrighty. Can do. Clean. Do some vandalism.
After the third day, Roy, you have completed your training with the falling leaf style. As Shen bows and goes, you've learned much, and so I can guide you now on your first true step of Caliendo.
I believe I am ready.
We will use what you have already learned. This is Caliendo builds upon itself, and so I have given you a foundation, and now we will have you lay the first brick. This technique is called the changing breeze. It is a way for you to shift into a lower form to throw your enemy off specifically. You maneuver your body, making it much more difficult to strike you. You are not truly moving, and thus you are not truly dodging. You are contorting your body like the wind, moving around the strike while staying in place.
I believe I understand. As the breeze, I breathe life into fighting.
Very well. Let us begin. All right, I need you to do another Wits Brawl. Difficulty 10 minus your wits. You succeed, but this one will take a week to learn.
Okay.
It is a bit more difficult. As you are moving and shifting, you're hearing more about the Appleton raid while you're training too. That some of the rumors has it that Appleton did in fact kill the Garu that went after her. There's a couple rumors from the Glasswalkers that live in this cairn that the Cyberdogs refused to send any of their own there because they suspected something. Though there's no proof of that, and it seems almost just a kind of just bitterness that they lost some and the Cyberdogs did not.
Okay.
Just kind of the little things you pick up while you're training. Through Shen, you're learning that there's a kind of growing wave of discontent with the Stargazers. With the fall of their Karen recently, the one in China, and none of the other tribes offering to help them take it back, the Stargazers are growing a bit bitter across the nation. Shen even comments, they fight the wrong enemy, and even when the enemy they claim to despise strikes a blow against our tribes, they sit here and shake their heads saying there is nothing they can do, even though they do so much here.
There are many ways that they could have lent lend aid and yet they do nothing?
No, they do not really, as you hear in the back of your mind, Roy. And so why should we bother helping them if the nation isn't going to help us?
That makes so much sense. Why help those that don't help us?
To some degree, I agree with you, Brother Roy, but part of me wonders if it is simply because of the mask of illusion. There's many creatures in darkness that harm. The worm's suffering bleeds over and it hurts those that come near it. Perhaps the entire nation is simply infected by gree.
What is this gree?
It's one of the many legs of centipede. It is said to be the manifestation of despair.
Perhaps the nation has succumbed to this gree, but perhaps the nation just may not care anymore.
Perhaps. I've heard that there are other worms, other legs of centipede, one of apathy, though the name Doc escapes me. Meanwhile, it's the next day. You've done your chores. Mark, Dimitri, Zeb, as you go over 2 doors down. You see a bigger man, kind of got the hat going. He's got a jacket on, big old beer belly. Goatee, white dude with graying sandy hair, and a nice beat-up pickup, 3 flat tires, and just a little bit of rust for color.
All right. Hey, Dano, I was talking to Carl and Connie down the way here, and they said your truck might be for sale.
Did they now? What's your name, young man?
Name's Zeb.
Well, Zeb, it's a pleasure to meet you, as he extends his overly muscular arms, clearly of a hard life, calloused hands.
All right, yeah, I'll shake his hand.
Hey, as he pulls out like a little flask. Wanting to buy my truck, huh? As he looks at you, Dimitri, Mark.
Surely would. My friend here's a mechanic. We'd like to do some work on it. Find an old truck out here and back home. It's where we'd like to start.
Mechanic? Man, get more baby-faced every year. What do you do, son? As a mechanic, do you use some fancy computer to get it going? This bad boy don't use no computer.
Oh no, I learned it the good old-fashioned, hard-working way.
Oh, did you? As he pulls out a little can, gets some dip, puts it in, spits out. Really now? Oh, come on, I'd like to see this. Young gun thinking he can work on an old truck. Do you want a shot for your nerves? I'm just kidding you, kid, as he puts his arm around you and kind of shakes you in a friendly manner.
Oh, I know I can fix it. I just need time.
As he throws open the hood, you look at the engine. Can you, as he starts pop quizzing you, can I get an intelligence crafts roll, please? Diff 5. These are softball as hell questions. He's clearly a guy who knows the bare minimum, who's trying to play the old guy, trying to teach the young gun the ropes.
God damn.
Yeah, you're just like lickety splits. Moment. Answer. As he goes, shoot. I guess you do know your stuff, huh? Okay. Yeah, if you wanna, I can even help you push it up the road a bit if you need. He rubs his big old beer gut and he just goes, I ain't that weak despite appearances.
Well, definitely, I'm sure we could just use the help get it up the way.
Alright, come on. As he looks you all over and he goes, points to Dimitri, you look like the lightest of all of us. Why don't you jump in the front there, Mr. Smart learned the hard way and steer us right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, as he grabs your arm and he does like a little squeeze on your bicep and goes, make sure you go real hard now. This bad boy doesn't have power steering. As you guys push up the road, start getting the truck up there, and you get up there as Dano's just like, as none of you are sweating, goes, well, don't be so worn out on my account.
You did all the hard pushing, Dano. We appreciate you.
You're all right. You're all right. Zeb, you said?
That's my name, Zeb.
I'll keep an eye out for you. Connie's brother, right? I think I remember you.
Yeah.
Well, don't be a stranger, all of you. I'd come on over. They'll definitely give you a beer or something stronger.
Oh, thanks,
We'll try
mister.
to bring her on by when we get it running.
Sounds good. I got some good old drinks.
Sounds great, Dano. Thank you.
Sure thing. As he starts walking back to his property, patting his head, unzipping his jacket in the cold Wisconsin air. Yes, just overheating.
I like Dano.
Was he a neighbor of ours before, Keegan?
He was kind of more distant though, mostly because your mom kind of put him off.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, given I think everyone here's got pretty low rage, minus
Except for Spicy Mark. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, Mark, they when you guys get the truck fixed, we'll have you head back up and have the rite performed on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess the question is this a summon spirit for Truck Guardian?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we'll take some time for that.
Okay.
To prepare ourselves. And, there's some ritualistic things we can do at least, clean it off, clear out the bed, pump up a tire. I mean, we got it's derelict. But we'll do some ritual things for a couple hours or, an hour or two before we go to summon it.
Okay. We will drop the difficulty. Remember, though, you will still have to do a gnosis roll because you're on the physical side of the gauntlet.
Yes, sir.
The difficulty is 5.
All right.
Just posing it out there while he makes his typing roll. I do have Ape's Craft Blessing, so if there may be any tools around, I could maybe help with the ritual of fixing it up.
Cool. Yeah, it'll definitely be mostly... you'll be able to help Dimitri for that, actually.
Okay, sweet. I'll help out with some... with Dimitri there. I'll get the roll set up when I need to make the roll.
Okay, perfect. The spirit arrives immediately, and it looks at you. As it appears and it forms, and it manifests as an old trucker. It's got the overalls, the plaid, no jacket though, big bushy beard, trucker hat. As he kind of steps forward in his boots. What can I do for you, boys?
Well, we found ourselves a truck here, and we have some hard work we need to do. We need to take some food and supplies to some folks out west, and take care of some folks here during the holidays. There'll be plenty for us to carry for a while here, especially things that we grow and things to move, and, well, you're the one we need, and the truck here's the one we want to get going.
Oh, you want me to help you with this old truck?
We'll get it running. We'll take care of it. We've already started. We're not done yet.
Well, I can definitely give it to you that'll run for miles. More miles than any human would think it could run if you get her fixed up. Definitely help with that.
We surely will.
What'll you give me in return, though?
Okay, I'll give him Gnosis first, Keegan, and it'll be
Okay.
I'll give like a form of coffee, like a cup of coffee.
Okay. As he grabs it and goes, not bad, not the crank, though.
Well, I don't have too much of that around, but I have some coffee, and we're willing to do what we can for you to get our truck on the road and do the hard work that needs to be done.
Okay. I like it. So, here what you gonna do for me. I want you boys, after you do this truck up and all nicely, is I want you to go and work at a gas station with truckers for a while, fixing up their cars, doing nice light work on the trucks, making sure that they function for 3 days. And you don't get to sleep. Truckers don't sleep. You ain't sleeping while you helping truckers.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, Zeb? What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? What could go wrong with our 6 rage friend? All right.
Good, as it spits in his hand and he extends it.
Zeb will spit in his hand and extend it.
There's a loud slap, and they shake. He goes, "Get to fixing then," as he dissolves away, and all that's left is the spit in your hand.
All right.
So, Apescraft's blessing for Mark. This is going to be an extended roll. Every roll is going to represent a day. You need a total of 15 successes to fix this. Mark, if you use Apescraft's blessing, you'll be able to bless the tools that Dimitri uses and extend that negative difficulty to him.
We'll have to weigh this against, making deals with meth head truck driver, giving Gnosis to Baines. I don't know where I lay on the litany of grievances yet.
Get that. Let's see that roll, Mark.
All right.
So, Mark, you were able to do that. Dimitri, you will be able to make your intelligence crafts roll. Difficulty 5, thanks to Mark's help on this roll.
Awesome. There we go.
6 out of 15, as you get far the first day. You're just cruising as you're just calling for tools and going, things like that. You're just a fucking machine as you're going. Just a little grease is on your shirt, very little motor oil. As you step out, the sun is setting. You get there. All right, Dimitri, let's get. Actually, first, Mark, another Apescraft's blessing from you. All right, that succeeded. So it's another -1 difficulty, Dimitri. So it'll be diff 5.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, 12 out of 15. You are cruising. All right, let's do one more, Mark. All right, reduce the difficulty by 1, Dimitri. Done. You get the truck repaired, and not just repaired, it runs better than it did.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's about a 2-day, or it's about a day's drive back to the Sept of the 5 Mirrors, Mark. As you reapproach, as you recall one last thing to ask the elders here.
I will go towards Stands with the River.
Okay. Mark, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. We got the truck up and running.
Oh, excellent.
But I'm here for a different reason. Out on our errands, I pondered and thought about something I feel that needs to be happening.
Okay.
Mark will start talking about how his visions of the many-talent hunter, pondering upon the curse and the rage, he feels he is strayed from the path, and instead of doing a certain rite as a form of punishment, try to treat it as such as trying to reduce the curse, kind of stuff like that.
Okay. She nods and goes, "Certainly, we can perform a rite. It will be a bit unpleasant, though. Just so that you are aware."
I'm sure it will be, considering the nature of the rite.
Very well. We can take care of this for you.
I appreciate it, and please know I don't take this decision lightly. Mark will kind of get a little solemn and bow his head a little bit. This rage, as much as is a gift, it hinders me from my interactions with the spirits, and that's what I am. To feel I can't even do that.
I understand. As she takes a deep sigh and goes, "Luckily I do have a rite that will help. I'll call Ren's the Wicked and Swims with the Moon. We will perform the rite for you."
Thank you, Elder Rhea.
And so you get taken to the center, near the center of the cairn, as everyone kind of watches as they come in and they start peeling your clothes off of you. throwing them to the wayside as the bitter cold of Superior just strikes you. And it is just uncomfortable. As one goes, Mark guides the fallen. You have let the rage take you. Then another one speaks up. And it is time that you run the gauntlet, child. As you see them take sticks and clubs as you approach them in Crinus, and they start beating you with the clubs. They start beating you back and forth, up and down, left and right, as you feel one crack you in the jaw, as they keep going and they keep beating, as each one spends a point of rage, as you take bashing and bashing and bashing until everything goes black. And Dimitri, Zeb, you watch Mark go down in Krynos unconscious and shift back into Hamid. Mark, your permanent rage is 3 lower.
Oof.
Once he falls, they grab a blanket and they wrap him in it and take him into one of the hidden cabins of the Karen.
Oof. I'd imagine I'm out for a bit.
You're out for a couple hours, but your regeneration takes over.
I guess I'll stir from my unconsciousness with a...
As Dimitri and Zeb are there, as they have clothes in hand.
How do you feel, Mark? You took a beating.
Did I succeed? Was the right successful?
You tell us.
Well, I'll let you know when the bruises go away. And I'll let loose like a smile and a thumbs up. And about that clothes, I am freezing.
Oh yeah, here.
Thank you. But thank you for letting me do that. I felt it necessary. But onward and upward.
All right.
Truck now.
All right. So, meanwhile, at the Sept of the Steel Mountain, Kyle, you are called in with the elders of the Karen while you're still waiting for Roy to finish his Caliendo lesson.
So, how can I help you?
We have decided that your gift would be beneficial. We want to know who is controlling Appleton. That's been a bit of a sore spot for us.
Very well, I can look into that. So I will spend my gnosis. I don't know, it doesn't say I have to do this, but I will sit down and meditate on it, I guess.
Okay. 3. All right. So you start to imagine, and you get, so there's 2 paths you can go down. The mundane or the magical. Which one would you prefer to look into?
Can I ask them what they prefer?
It's your
Or
choice.
is it-
It's all
Okay.
how the gift works for you. Yep.
Okay, then I will choose mundane.
Okay. So going down the mundane path, you get someone named Blake Bates, who is a research assistant at the LA School of Forensics. Bates is a younger man, is white with blonde hair, looks to be fresh out of college, if not maybe 2 or 3 years removed from his master's. Seems to always be in a lab coat. Julia Wilson is basically the boss of Bates and seems to be the head of the forensic lab. And finally, you have Ronnie Kim, who is a man of Asian descent. He is also in a lab coat. He seems to be a major player at the LA Genetics department at the university.
I will relay these as I see them, I guess, to the elders.
They nodded as they go, we'll keep these names in mind and we might start looking at them with our Ragabosh. Might have to send a strike team into LA. I'm sure the Stargazers will be very happy to see us.
Yes, they might worry that you followed them.
Oh well, as Drone Master speaks. I can always send a couple cyber fetishes or spirits to scout out ahead if we absolutely have to.
That's always a possibility. You could always try to work with the Sept in LA, let them know about it, and let them send their strike team.
That's true, though a bunch of bone gnawers might not be very willing to work with us, given our reputation. But we'll try. As always, as Drone Master kind of does like a clap of her hands and bows slightly, almost. It looks very sincere, but you cannot shake the feeling of mockery. My friend, child of Gaia, your wisdom in these matters to try and unite us, even in these difficult times. Sometimes I forget. And Leads of Steel goes, Kyle, I agree. I think we should reach out to our fellow Ura tribe, as he kind of laughs at the term, and try and keep those bonds strong. Thank you for your help, though.
Well, of course, it is an honor to help our friends at Steel Mountain.
Meanwhile, on the road, you guys get to where the former Sept of the Winterfang is. Dimitri, your heart sinks. There's a paper mill there, grinding away, mundane damage, but it's all mundane all the same. And worse yet, Callow Kin, who didn't leave, they look like they're working there. At least a couple of faces you recognize drive in and punch in.
I hoped that after all we had done, they would have abandoned the location. Oh.
Mark will kind of come up behind Dimitri and put a hand on his shoulder. So sorry we had to see that this happened. Think of it this way. We were able to successfully shut down the cairn and the Sept. Physically, this place will suffer, and in indirectness, the Umbral will suffer too, but the worm won't siphon that energy.
That's what I was thinking of. I guess part of me hoped that maybe someday we could bring back the cairn again, but it's better than the alternative, at least.
It is. And reclaiming the cairn is a noble cause.
Okay, so Cora, you finish washing off the Nyx spangle just in time. Helios is set behind the mountain. You see the street lights starting to come on. You see the headlights of cars coming on. The whole place looks like a sea of stars, and you hear a hiss from the spirit in your Nyx spangle. As you hear the spirit going, "Are we not partners? Are we not allies? Do you not care for my suffering after all the indignities I have been put through?"
Vandalism for Gaia. I was kind of thinking about it, and I wanted to go like kind of stealthy and do it, but without my Nexus Bangle, Cora's a bumbling idiot. She can't hide. She can't hide for shit. So I think she wants to stick mostly to like alleyways and
that's man, you do not love your Nyx's bangle.
Well, I do.
The spirit wants you to break lights, shining places where there's too much light. Alleyways aren't well lit.
All right, let's go get arrested. All right.
Well, you could use your money to get like one of those horse masks.
My God.
I got $50 left.
Good thing those things are like what, 25?
Yeah, Cora will. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Getting a mask of some sort. It's cold, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fantastic. So a gator and a beanie are not going to be out of place.
Correct.
So we'll go spend, I don't know, $15.
All right.
To get a gator and a beanie. And Glabro doesn't cause delirium, does it?
No, but it still looks unnatural upon closer inspection.
Yes. My thought is that I'm wearing a coat. I'm like wearing a heavy coat, a gator, a beanie. And if I make her a little bit taller and a little bit bigger, like she's 6'3", 360 pounds at that point.
All right, yeah, go for it. That makes sense to me.
it would.
That would work.
When she's in Hamid form,
yeah,
you're not gonna suspect a 980-pound girl.
Yep. No, that makes sense.
So, I figure that would be
all right.
A good way to go about it.
So you shift to Glabro.
Yep. And we'll start breaking lights.
Which light? Do you want to go for a car or a street light? A light in a store?
Door. No,
all
I
right.
don't want to fucking...
Yeah, nope. You said it. So Cora...
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
You didn't do this when you said it.
Oh, God.
And you've already used your mulligan chip.
Oh, crap.
Cora, you walk into the store as everyone in the store just watches this girl go, smashes her fist into the light to break it.
Yo, whoa!
Jesus Christ!
What the hell?
And we're gonna calmly
Lord.
and we're gonna calmly walk out of the store and go around the corner, shift down.
As you just hear in your ear, 1.
Oh, gracious. And we're gonna go through streets and stuff, just smashing headlights and shifting between Glabro and Cora, Glabro and Hamid.
Okay. As you're
going around corners, shifting down, coming out,
Okay. So one of the people is driving their car, and then they see this crazy lady come out with a trash can lid and start breaking both their headlights. As it's a family of 4, as you hear the 2 children screaming in the background, and the mom and dad are just in shock. 53. As the night continues, much the same. As there is a police car coming up to you, you only have 3 more lights to break, and the lights flashing, you hear the Nick Spangle going, "Those lights are bright! They're too bright!"
I like it. Okay, we're gonna... Is it coming towards me or behind me?
Oh, yeah. It's coming towards you.
Okay. We're gonna go for smashing the headlights and then jumping on top and just smashing the top ones, and then we're gonna get out of there and...
So you do all that as the
down and then take the coat off and...
Oh my God, she's on PCP! Somebody call for backup!
As you just hear, as you hear one of them,
the vehicle. Step away from the vehicle.
As one goes, freeze, and tries to shoot you while you're running away.
Definitely high on PCP.
Cora, as you take 4 lethal as the bullet just shears through your back as you turn the corner. Unfortunately, when you shift down, there will be a bullet wound through your clothes. As the Nick Spangle purrs in your ear, "I'm pleased. You may activate me whenever you wish, friend."
Hurry, I think she went down this way.
Cora, what would you like to do? You may try and activate your Nix's Bangle. Dip 5.
We're gonna do that.
You activate your Nix's Bangle, and
we hide deep in the shadow.
You get 4 additional dice to your stealth pool.
Nice.
It's diff 7. You succeed, though. You hide barely as the cops move by, and you make your way back to Steel Mountain.
Got my shiny shit back. Love
After a week, Roy, you've learned your first step in Caliendo, and Gazes from Afar tells you you've learned much, but it's time for you to actually have some experience with it out in the world before I teach you any more. Seek me at the Unified Heart, more than likely. I'm growing very tired of this place.
I see. Okay. I will take the lessons that you've taught me out into the real world and learn more. Build my experience so that I may learn more from you at the Unified Heart.
Good. It was a pleasure to teach you, Roy.
It was a pleasure learning. I do have one last request, if you don't mind me asking.
Of course.
I have grown enough in the nation to be recognized, and I'd like to ask that you give me that challenge to become Adren.
Very good. Yes. Let me think for just a moment. I think this will be good, and I think it will be useful for you. Do you remember Fights on Rooftops? The Garu who gained the cyber fetish after losing her arm during the DIA raid?
I do.
I want you to ask Fights on Rooftops to lend you that fetish and give you her arm using nothing but body language. You cannot speak your request.
That is a mighty challenge.
It is, but is one that I think will be useful for you. It will teach you to move with intent. You have 5 days to accomplish this.
As I shall get to work.
That you shall. All right. And we will see how that plays out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will all catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.